All right, fam, now for our feature story of the day. Fundstrat's Tom Lee was just interviewed on CNBC and gave his most bullish Bitcoin prediction of all time. He says Bitcoin could easily hit 3 million per coin long term and smash 250,000 before the end of this year. Let's break it down. Shout out Fundstrat's Mr. Thomas Lee. And I got to respect him because he's a very conservative analyst, very conservative. So for 3 million to come out of his mouth, that's a pretty big deal. So let's break this baby down, shall we? Headline here reads, Fundstrat's Tom Lee raises 2025 Bitcoin target to 250 G's, baby, and sets 3 million as the long-term value. That's right. During the interview on Squawk Box, Tom Lee highlighted the Bitcoin recent price swings, which saw the asset plunge from the all-time high, which is currently 112, which was achieved on May 22nd, less than 2 weeks ago. And then we just bottomed out at like 103 earlier today, and we're around 105 at the time of the live. But despite the retracement, Mr. Lee remained optimistic about the asset's prospects, asserting that the BITI is consolidating around this level. Tell me something I didn't know, Captain Obvious. He suggested the Bitcoin has great stats, given that 95% of the Bitcoin has already been mined. Yeah, let that sink in, family. And for perspective, roughly 20 million Bitcoins, representing around 95% of the Bitcoin maximum supply of the 21 million coins, are currently in circulation. And the final Bitcoin will be minted in the year 2140. So that's like 120 years from now. Wild. And despite nearly all the Bitcoin currently in circulation, and keep in mind, MicroStrategy, now known as Strategy, owns 3% of that supply. BlackRock owns over 3% of that supply. Governments have roughly 3% of the supply. Yeah, I mean, there's literally 4, 5, 6 million Bitcoin stalemated and stagnated, which will never move again. Satoshi's wallets has roughly 1.1 million of the supply. And I share that just to put in perspective how scarce the Bitcoin asset truly is. Therefore, Tom Lee speculated that more potential buyers could join the Bitcoin revolution bandwagon over the next decade, precisely. And as a result, he predicted Bitcoin has a massive upside potential this year. Couldn't agree more. Notably, Kernan asked him whether he still thinks the Bitcoin will reach the initial forecast. So his initial forecast was 150,000 by the end of the year. But check it. Here's how he responded. Mr. Lee speculated Bitcoin surpasses 150,000 territory and aims for the lofty targets of 200 to 250,000. Achieving the 200 to 250,000 target would require the Bitcoin price to increase by roughly 92 to 140% from the current level. And again, he's a very conservative guy. I dare say that's my bear scenario, as I've been calling each and every day. JV and Nippinator, we're calling 222,000 bear scenario 2025. Mark that right now. Bookmark this stream. And we're calling bear, oh, that was the bear. The base case, 420, of course, for the broskies. And 1.1 million for the bull scenario. Max Kaiser's calling for 2.2 million. Samson Mao's calling for 1 million. Omega Candle, send it. But back to the forecast. When asked to forecast the Bitcoin terminal value after the last Bitcoin is mined, by the year 2140, Lee predicted Bitcoin would at least match gold's valuation of 23 trillion. Conservative. I think we're going to blow past gold, and especially 100 years from now. Gold might not even be a thing. Gold may be like extinct along with Peter Schiff's bloodline. I'm just saying, there's no telling. And based on the projection, Bitcoin can trade at a minimum of 1.15 million. Why so bearish, Mr. Lee? Assuming only 21 million Bitcoin are in circulation. The use of 20 million Bitcoin rather than maximum 21 million is based on assumptions that the entire total supply will never be in circulation due to the permanent loss. Exactly, I dare say 5 to 6 million. Bitcoin will never move ever, which leaves us down to like 15, potentially 15 million Bitcoin there will ever be in circulation. Then what if people like MicroStrategy have millions of Bitcoin by that time? Do you think he's ever going to sell? I mean, he's made a living saying he's going to buy the top forever and never selling. So you tell me, yo. Further, Lee sets bullish terminal targets for the BITI, forecasting it can soar to 2 to 3 million per preload BITI, or even higher. This puts his average terminal target of the BITI at 2.5 milli. Again, very conservative, representing a surge of 2,300 from the current value. And as previously purported, leading asset management giant Van Eck predicts the Bitcoin can rise to 3 milli. In fact, I shared a target of Fidelity's Jurrien Timmer, suggesting suggesting 1 billion per coin within the next 13 motherfucking years. Let that sink in, which would mean by the year 2038. Could you see that? Holy shit. That would mean the dollar dam already collapsed, and that can happen. I mean, anything's possible. And according to Matthew Siegel, Van Ex Head of Digital Asset Research, Bitcoin will reach 3 million by 2050. Again, extremely bearish, but you guys let me know your thoughts.